So for today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some of the things I've always done but didn't actually know were stimming. So the word stimming was something I came across a few years into my ADHD diagnosis. I didn't know what it was, what it meant, and I didn't know who done it. Like I didn't know what it was. I watched a few TikTok videos, you know, I spoke to a few people, and it opened my eyes to the fact that I've been doing this my whole entire life. So the first one is pacing. So when I'm anxious, I will walk back and forth, like in fast paced kind of rhythm. Like I will just walk back and forth, and it's a way I think of my mind being able to regulate the emotions I'm feeling. Like when I'm very overwhelmed and very anxious, that's typically the thing that I do first. That is the stim that I go to first. So it's like my go-to anxious stim is to get up, movement, walks like back and forth really fast. And it just, I don't know why it works, but it's just something I've always done. And yeah, that's number one, pacing back and forth, especially when I'm anxious. Number two is something that I've always been very self-conscious about and kind of ashamed of doing, and it's biting my nails and biting the skin around my fingers. And this is something I've always tried to hide because I feel like people are like, why are you eating your hands? But I've naturally always done it, and I'm going to post a clip into this video right now, and I've always done it. Even when I was a kid, I put my hands in my mouth all of the time. And I've always, it's not something I'm very, that I don't know that I'm doing it, and I sometimes find myself doing it and I'm like, why am I doing it? But then I naturally realise I'm in an environment that I don't naturally feel very comfortable in, so it's something that I always do and I've always done it. Yeah, that's number two. So number three, this is the stim that I actually googled when I figured out what stimming was, because I'm going to just quickly talk you through it. Sometimes when I'm on my own, I'll be walking or having my headphones in, and I don't necessarily listen to the music, but in my head I'm counting 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and it's repetitive and I don't actually know why I'm doing it, but in my head I'm counting, and like I'm using my fingers, I'm going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I don't know, but I caught myself doing it once, and I was just like, I do this all the time. Like I naturally kind of, I was like, I do this all the time. So I googled it, and stimming was the word that come up. So I put it into TikTok, and that was when my mind was blown because I realised what it was. But yeah, I walk, and I'm not just walking, but I find myself like counting in my head repetitively, and it's not always that. Sometimes I'm singing a song in my head over and over again, or I'm counting to 10 or something like that, and I'll be rubbing my like palms together, rubbing my hands together and counting. I didn't, like I say, I didn't put it all together and really understand what it was until I figured out what the word stimming meant, and then I'm like, whoa, that's a stim of mine. So yeah, that's number three. So number four is something I've always actually been told off about. When I was at school, I was always told, stop doing that, it's distracting other people. But yeah, so number four is I constantly touch my hair. I'm constantly like twirling it, you know, brushing it, putting my hands through it, plaiting it. I'm just constantly touching my hair, and I honestly was told off a lot about it at school. People were like, stop doing it, it's distracting, stop doing it. Like, but I couldn't help it. It was just something that I always done, and like I've always just naturally done it. Hair is something that I love about myself. I love my hair, and it's just something that I always naturally start combing, and it's just, I don't know, it's just something that makes me feel good. I just, when I'm anxious, I don't know, it's just something that I do. I twirl it, you know, brush through it, move it, plait it. I just play with my hair repetitively, and I do that even when I'm going to sleep. I'll be like brushing my hair through. It's just something I find very soothing. So yeah, that was something that I can look back on now and realise that I was told off a lot for that, because people thought I was doing it to be distracting or like to put other people off, or to, I don't know, just to be annoying. But I wasn't. Sometimes I don't even realise I'm doing it, and my mum's like, you're touching your hair again, and then I wonder why it's greasy all the time, because I'm constantly touching my hair. So yeah, that's number four. So number five is repetitively clicking and cracking my knuckles. Again, this is something my mum was like, stop it, you're going to give yourself arthritis. Now we know it's a myth, like, yeah, but you know, I constantly used to crack my hands and my knuckles all of the time, and again, I think it was just very releasing and soothing for me. It was just something that I could do and I was in control of, and I felt very like, I don't know why, there's no really answer to it. It's just something that I naturally do, and it just makes me feel soothed and calm. I don't know how, I don't know why I do it. I don't know. It sometimes hurts, and I'm sometimes like, oh god, why does my fingers ache? And then I realise I've been cracking my knuckles all day. But yeah, that's just another thing that I do that I guess is a stim that I realise I do when I'm very anxious and feeling out of place, feeling very uncomfortable. I do this. Yeah, that's number 5. So they are my top 5 kind of stims that I do all of the time, and I've noticed that they are my most kind of prominent ones. So yeah, first of all, if you could smash a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will forever be grateful. And let me know down below if you can relate to any of them, or even better, let us know what some of your favourite stims are. Yeah.